Hello, thank you for participating in the concept mapping. In this video, I'm going to explain the sorting activity. What you're looking at here is the project home page. If you're using the user guide, this is step 6 on page 2. On the project home page, you can see all the activities you'll be asked to do as part of the sorting and rating. You can see them listed here under next steps. So we see sorting and the 2 ratings you'll be asked to do. I've already completed the participant questions, and you can see that up here where it says completed. You can do these activities in any order, but I'm going to do them in the order that they are listed here. To begin sorting, click on Sorting, and it will take you to the sorting screen. What we see on this screen are all of the statements that were created in the brainstorming step at your site. You'll see more statements on your screen. I have 8 statements for this example. You can also see the focus prompt that everyone answered up here. One way our program helps participants succeed in recovery is. And you can see the instructions. You can drag and drop the instructions to move them over to one side of the screen. You can also use the scroll bar and scroll down to see all of these instructions. These instructions are also included in your user guide on page 4. So to begin sorting, we'd like you to group the statements based on what you think they mean to you. To do this, we'd like you to sort each statement into piles in a way that makes sense to you. We're going to do this one statement at a time. So let's read the first statement by addressing both substance use and mental health needs of clients. Then we're going to drag and drop it onto an empty area on the screen. A dialog box will appear with unnamed pile 1. We're going to click OK to get this pile started. We'll rename the piles later. Now go to the next statement. If you think it has a similar meaning as the first statement, then drag and drop it in the same box as the first statement. So read through it by making sure their housing needs are met. I think that's a similar meaning, so I'm going to put it in the first pile. You saw that green line, and that means it's going to be grouped together. Then go to the next statement and do the same thing. Read through it based on what you think the statement means. Group it with the pile you have started because you think it's similar in meaning, or start a new pile. So by giving them an opportunity to practice new life skills, I think that's a similar meaning as the existing pile. And I'm going to move through the statements here and group them into piles. The next statement, by having well-trained staff, I think that's a new pile, so I'm going to start a new pile. It's important to save your work as you go, so click on Save, and it will save your work and leave you in the sorting page. If you want to organize the piles nicely on your screen, you can click Arrange All. This will put the piles in order. If you want to move the piles, just drag and drop on the pile name there, and you can move it anywhere on your screen. So after we've sorted all our piles, I'm going to do that quickly here to illustrate. So I'm going to make 3 piles. Now we can name the piles. The name should describe what the statements in the pile mean to you. So to name each pile, go to Edit Pile Name, and then select the pile you're going to name, and then delete unnamed pile 1, read through those statements in pile 1, and type in the name that you would like. So I'm going to call this pile Addressing Multiple Client Needs. Be as descriptive as possible. And then I'm going to move on to my next pile, pile 2. I'm going to click inside the existing name, delete unnamed pile 2, and I'm going to call this one Staff Qualities. And then I can move on to my next pile. So this is how you would go through and name all of your piles. You can go to unnamed pile 3, quickly name that based on the meaning it has for me. I'm going to call this Immediate On-Site Services. You can go back into Edit Pile Name and go back to any of these names and change them, and you can see the names as they appear here. So I've named all my piles, I've sorted all my statements, which it tells me there. I can go back to my instructions and be sure that I have not created groups according to the value or priority in the program. It's based on the meaning. Again, we'll do the ratings to get the value. You do not want to create groups that you call other or miscellaneous. We prefer that you not put only one statement in one group, but if you have to, you can. And we'd ask that you put every statement in a group. Don't leave any statements unsorted. When you're done, you can click on Save and Finish in two places. You can click here at the top of the screen to save and finish, or over here to save and finish. Once you save and finish, it's going to take you back to the project homepage where you can move on to rating. Thank you so much for your time. If you have any questions, contact your site lead, or you can contact me, Carrie Petrucci, at my email on the sorting and rating flyer.